Hello, I am Eli G. Brown / Eli G. Brony here with all of the Bionicle 2015 Wave 1 sets. All of the TOA, anyway. So, you probably have noticed some differences with these guys. You probably have noticed that they have slightly changed from the original versions. That's because I updated them. I did not like the way that they originally looked, so I decided to update them to make them look a lot better to my taste. Now, I did show some of the revamps during the individual reviews for each of them, so you should check those out. So I already showed the revamp that I did for Tahu. I already showed the one that I did for Onua. But there is something that I forgot to mention from the Kopaka review, so I'll get to that in a minute. But what I was not able to do was update Gali and Pohatu. Now I did update Lewa, which I will talk about that just in a moment. So let's take a look at what I have done here. First, here we've got Kopaka, which, as I said, I've already showed all the changes that I did to him in the video review. But there was something that I forgot to mention about a special feature from the original video. Though thankfully, no one even pointed out this little thing that I forgot. Well, at least not as of the time of this video. I'm sure that maybe by the time you are watching this, someone already left a comment like that. Well, for late viewers, for anyone who saw that review and noticed that I left this out and already left a comment on it, well, I think I actually posted a comment on the video stating that I was aware of this. Anyway, just to let you know now, this is the function that Kopaka has. You put the blades onto his feet so he can ski just like that. Quite similar to the original, well, not the original, the Toa Nuva version of Kopaka. Though, kind of a flaw with pulling these pieces, well, pulling the sword pieces off of his feet is that sometimes the friction pieces end up coming off and staying on the feet instead of on the weapon. So, that's that feature done right there. I apologize that I did not mention that in my review of Kopaka. So, apologies for that. That's why I showed it right now. With Lewa right here, I did a minor update, particularly to the gearbox. Originally, Lewa's gearbox was higher up, so it kind of looked like he was, like, scrunching his head down. And then another issue that he had was that he couldn't move his head up because of the way the gearbox was put. But I've adjusted the gearbox, making it go lower, and now he can lift his head up like that very easily. And he can also move his head around a lot more easily. So that is a good improvement right there. I also decided to switch out the back with one of these pieces was originally on the back, but I switched it out with this Forlong size armor piece because the way that I had the gearbox put down, it was sticking out in the back. So now Lewa is perfect. Right there. Gali right here has a lot of changes made to her since the review. Well, first off, I didn't like the fact that she had gunmetal feet. Didn't like the fact that she had silver hands. Didn't like the fact that she had a silver Brain Attack series main body piece. So I switched those all out with blue ones because she seemed to be a lot more gunmetal than blue. So I switched those all out. I am aware that the color blue for the hands and the feet and the main body piece right here now are a different shade of blue than this blue right here, which is actually called Dark Azure. Somebody posted that in a comment that I post. Well, someone posted a comment stating that in my review of Gali. I also raised the back armor piece up a little bit, because it kind of was gappy the way that it was originally. However, there was then a problem with switching out these blue pieces. These silver armor pieces just seemed out of place with the rest of the silver pieces taken away, though of course the head is silver. So I decided to replace the gunmetal armor pieces on the lower legs with the silver ones. Though I had to wait a while for another silver piece to come up on Bricklink. The one over here is actually from Onua, though so is this other one over here, but from another Onua set that the seller had gotten and sold the part to me. So that is that right there. No people are gonna complain about the fact that only Gali's right arm moves, but I think that's fitting since she is only carrying a weapon in her right arm and nothing in the left arm. Maybe we'll get a updated version of Gali that has both of her arms moving in the future, but for right now, this is the version that we have, and only this arm moves. And last but not least, I've got Pohatu right here. Now, I bet some people are going to say, where did you get the feet in brown? Or where did you get the hands in brown? Or where did you get this main body piece in brown? Well, to answer the question to, well, the feet and the hands, these are actually spray painted. These are not available in this color officially. I spray painted them. Originally, I was thinking of maybe having them be yellow along with the hands, but I didn't like that idea, and I wanted to have the yellow go over to Lewa. So, I decided, may as well spray paint them. Those pieces aren't available in those colors? Fine, I'll just spray paint them. As for the main body piece, I got this off of Bricklink. It's available in a Legends of Chima set. I don't know the name of it. I'm sure somebody watching the video will know the name of it, so if you're wondering what the name of it is, try to search the comments to see if anybody had posted a comment stating that. Okay, so. Now, for the feet, well, the boomerang pieces right here, which also have the black Borak eye pieces on the ends, is the translucent yellowish green ones, can be put onto the feet, but the problem is the set suggests, well, the instructions suggest you put them on the center axle, the center hole on the feet, but the problem with that is that I only kept the paint off of the outer points, so it's not possible to connect them to the center piece now, but it is possible to connect them to the outer pieces, just like that. I will admit it doesn't look as good as having it be on the center piece, but there's nothing really I can do about it. I could maybe just try to scratch the paint off of the inside of the center hole. Oh, sorry, you can see that. But I couldn't be bothered to do that at the time. Okay, I'm gonna get these back on, which is actually a pain. Really a pain. Let me put these back together. Okay. And there you go. Another thing that I did not like about this set is the fact that Pohatu was very short. I dragged him along the ground. Wanted to make sure that there. Doesn't seem to be. Anyway. Something else that I did not like about him was his height. He was about, like, this tall. And I did not like the look of that. So I improved his height by giving him the leg pieces that have the pinhole inside of them, and also added the extra connector pieces onto there. However, there was then a problem. Now don't get me wrong, you know those translucent yellowish green bone pieces that came with Pohatu? I actually thought that those were okay, but I had to take them out in order to make him be taller. And I certainly did not like to leave them on the arms, though this one was completely those trans bone pieces, while this one was completely the silver ones. Not to mention that that all of the armor pieces on one arm were silver and the other side was in the dark orange color, which this piece is actually that color. So I decided to put one of each color piece on each of his arms. Also, I didn't like the fact that only his right arm moved, because he's carrying a weapon in both hands, so he should be able to move both of his arms about. But then again, Onua also only has, well, one weapon in his right hand at default, but he also has those claws. So, that's how I did Pohatu. Before we close with this video, there was one more thing that I forgot to mention. And that would be the fact of Tahu and Gali's eyes. Now, I'm gonna take these masks off. Can you see what color the eyes are? Do you? Do you notice something? They are switched around. Tahu should have the blue eyes and Gali should have the green eyes. But I did not like that. I just thought that Tahu's blue eyes made it look like he was, well, had frozen vision. And Gali's eyes just seemed out of place. So I decided to switch them about. In fact, I actually like Gali better with the blue eyes than the green ones. So I just switched out the heads. They're the same type of head. They're both silver. They both are the same shape. So that's what I did there. Well, I suppose that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again in my next video. Bye for now.